Hi Virgo, I'm Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. You can also visit my website www.tarotbyanisha.com. And this is your monthly forecast for January 2013 and an annual overview as well. Happy New Year Virgo. We start this month with a part of your chart that is lit up, which has to do with love, it has to do with romance, it has to do with children, it has to do with creative expression. And we have Sun, Mercury, and Pluto that are lighting up this part of your chart. And what a way to be starting this year, Virgos. 2012 saw quite a bit of turbulent relationships, especially in the closest area of your life. And especially this has to do with those of you whose ascendant, sun, and moon is there in Virgo as well. And you have been struggling since the last quarter, that is the end quarter of 2012, into trying to figure out a solution, trying to be more flexible, trying to work your way around this relationship. It seems more or less there seems to be an acceptance on how it is and what is it that things are going to be going forward. With this aspect where we have three planets that are transiting this part of your chart, that is your fifth house, it seems that communication is going to be getting more smoother, it's going to be getting fun, it's going to be getting easier to be communicating what it is that you really want out of your love life, what it is that you expect from your partner. It doesn't really speak about the seriousness of a marriage here. So this is more onto the time when you are, of course, you could be married as well. This speaks more on the romantic love piece of it. Some of you could have married. Some of you could have met somebody recently, a potential partner, and you could be quite interested to be taking things forward. And for those of you who are in the phase where you are dating, I think things will get more deeper. There will be a sense of not just security, but there are a lot of lovely fun times over there as well. Sun is going to be making you confident, and Sun is going to be validating and ratifying your goals, your desires, what it is that you want out of this relationship, where it is that you see this relationship going, and your plans around it, of course. Pluto is the house of truth and transformation, and Pluto, as a planet, expects you to change, and he's asking for transformation over here. So areas wherein that you may be finding yourself being a little bit rigid, or you are unable to let go of the things that are there in the past, Pluto is asking you to transform over here, Virgos. And I think as a zodiac, Virgo is one of the it's Virgo, the Virgin, and all the right things, the proper way that things need to be done. There's a perfection around how you do and what you do, and of course you love your friends the most, at times more than your own family. But some of you will be unwilling to let go of the past that has happened in your closest relationship. You will be finding it difficult to forgive, or rather, I would say, even those of you who have forgiven, you would be finding it very difficult to forget. The planets are indicating you need to be taking things ahead, you need to be moving forward, Virgos. It's not really a time to be sort of sitting and crying over things that have happened in the past. It's a time where you need to be adding more fun to your life. What has happened, you can't undo it, but yes, you can do something about your tomorrow. So try and operate from a positive space. Try and look at the things that still matter, try and look at the things that still work. And Mercury is going to be making you creatively express exactly and articulate what it is that you want out of your partner, which is a lovely thing, because a lot of times Virgons can shy off from asking what it is that they really expect or want out of a relationship. I think there's a lot of shyness as well that is there in this zodiac sign, especially when it comes to asking for love and asking for things that they rightly should be getting in the first place. But okay, so this is the time where you will be feeling quite witty as well. It's a good time to be spending with children as well. So those of you who deal with children, they may not just be your children, but if you're in the field of education, or if you do some work which has dealing with children, maybe at a child care. I think it's a lovely time. There will be a lot of satisfaction that will come out of dealing with children, and your own children will also give you happiness and joy. You will feel a sense of a pride when you think about your children or your child. Your fifth house represents the spontaneous enjoyment of life. It's the realm of the eternal child within. It's ruled by Leo and associated with father, not the authoritarian father, but really a reflection of the nurturance of, or a reflection of a dad, what it is that it really symbolizes. It does that. Uh, Also, like I said, it also has to do with parenting. It is how it is that you are treating not just your children, or how or happy you're feeling with them, but how it is that you're treating the mini you within you, how it is that you're treating the child within. So take good care and nurture yourself. Mercury, Sun and Pluto are going to be joined in by Venus, the beautiful planet of love, beauty, sex and money, and she's going to be coming up and pepping up the party a bit. And Venus being there, she is an excellent planet for manifestation. You will find yourself attracting things far more quickly to yourself and manifesting them as well. So you'll be drawing a lot of goodness towards you, a lot of fun time even with friends. You will find, especially those of you who write or are authors or bloggers, you'll find your workflow really smoothly at this point of time. However, you may have a need to constantly seek validation. Try not to be so self-critical of yourself, Virgos. Try not to keep asking for approval from others. It is, you're fine, and things are quite all right, and you are more than fine the way that you are. So don't try to undermine, and don't feel insecure with the place that you have in the other person's heart or life, or in your own life more importantly. We have Mars that is going to be activating your sixth house. Now your sixth house is the house of day-to-day chores. It has to do with your health, your diet, your fitness, focusing on how it is that you use your resources. How productive are you, how disciplined are you, how efficiently is it that you manage your time. And it will urge you, it will push you. Mars is a planet of action, aggression and movement. So it's going to be coming out here, and it's going to sort of push you to do things. It's going to be a nice busy time where you will either go around fixing up small stuff around the house, maybe your health that needs to get taken care of. You'll take an action, you'll go for checkups, and you'll do something about it. You will not, if your diet, your fitness, I think a lot of you could have started this by end of quarter again 2012, and this trend resonates for you for the entire year as well, Virgos. This and I think it's phenomenal, because you are looking better, you're feeling better, you're more conscious about the food that you're eating, you are very careful about disciplining yourself now. So there is a kind of a regimentation as well that will enter your life, and you seem to be liking it in any case, because Virgos like everything that is organized and well planned. So Mars coming out there is just sort of going to be an icing on the cake for you. Now Saturn has been there in your third house, and she's been there since October 5th 2012, and she carries on being there in this part of your house till 2015. And Saturn is there to teach you lessons about how it is that you interact with people, not just within your house, but with your colleagues, with your neighborhood, with marketplace. It's a life sphere of mind and life. It's how it is that you form perceptions. It is how it is that it shapes your mind with the experiences that you have as you move around in your day-to-day chores, your things that you're exposed to on a daily life. So this is what Saturn is going to be teaching you. It's going to be making you question your perceptions, Virgo. Things that you have grown up with, day-to-day things, how it is that you behave. You may think that it's quite a done thing, or quite all right to be behaving in a certain way, because maybe you've seen it since childhood. It also has to do with your siblings, your cousins, your extended family. And Saturn is the eternal parent planet, and Saturn is a she. It's a feminine energy, even though by all the characteristics of a Saturn you would think that it's a daddy planet. The seriousness, the heavy duty responsibility, the consequences, the heaviness that Saturn gets. But Saturn is very much a mommy planet, and Saturn is going to be sitting back over there and giving you a rap on your knuckles gently, of course, not always though. And she's going to be making you learn about things that you need to learn. And like Saturn is going to be asking you, it's going to be teaching you lessons on how it is that you behave with your siblings. Are you behaving out of a pattern or perception that has been a part of your conditioning while you were growing up? Are you this overcritical sibling who's constantly finding faults with your siblings? Are you this sibling who tends to turn his or her own face on the other side whenever it is that your brother or sister is going through a rough time? So Saturn is going to be making you, it's going to be forcing you to look at these things that have been born out of a lot of, like I said, these are patterns, these are notions that you have since the time that you were growing. It will help you articulate better and you will be communicating far more better. Now, Uranus, that is the planet which is also known as the awakener in astrology, since its aspects and transits bring about sudden and quite unpredictable changes. I also like to call him the wild boy of astrology. He deals with independence, rebellion, chaos, anything that is not conventional, and anything which is absolutely unpredictable is Uranus. He'll come and sort of shake up the things. Uranus also rules the quirky Aquarius, and at times these upheavals are important for you to be breaking your perception. Now, Uranus and Pluto are forming a square on May 21st and on November 1st. And though this aspect is going to be affecting all zodiacs, it's going to be affecting cardinal signs more. Now, the last square of this kind that was seen was in 60s, wherein that you had all the activists, all the rights, your gay rights, people coming out for self-expression, your rock music, unconventionality and freedom of speech, asking for your rights. You know, there was more of a trend on standing up for what is true and what is right and what it is that you demand. 2013 is something on the similar lines. I think it's somewhat the new 60s, so to speak, as this trend carries on in the entire year. Now, Uranus is in your 8th house. That's where it's been there for quite some time, and it carries on being there. And it's going to be shaking up your concepts on intimacy, on shared resources, on partnerships, on finances. Traditionally, 8th house is also known as the house of death, taxes, and sex. And though literally it does not mean death in the physical sense, but it means of letting go of ideas, thoughts that no longer serve purpose, concepts, values that you may have grown up with or that may have formed a part of your conditioning are really not serving any purpose as of now. And this is, like I said, it also deals with spirituality. So there's going to be a shake-up over here. You will be asking a lot of questions starting this year, Virgos, whether certain values work or not for you, whether certain preconceived notions stand true or not. And Pluto is a planet of truth and transformation. So it's going to be asking you to change, it's going to be asking you to be flexible, it's going to be asking you not to operate or from a standpoint which is, you know, the concepts are just born from pure conditioning, nothing else. There is nothing really wrong in the today, in the reality, or in the newer thoughts and processes. You're just too used to thinking in a certain way, behaving in a certain way. Also, how it is that you share your resources. Are you stingy with your resources? Do you tend to not give a fair share to your partner? Do you hide money? Do you tend to sort of, you know, constantly be wary about sharing your most intimate secrets with your partner? Are you very wary about getting emotionally close to your partner? It also speaks about sexual issues. It is about how you merge your finances with your partners. It is how it is that you're sharing information, how it is that you're sharing your wealth. Are you being transparent or are you being manipulative, not just as far as the resources are concerned, but also as far as your most intimate emotions or I would say even sexuality, is it something that you're very scared or insecure about sharing with your partner? Symbolically, the latter is a price to pay just for the ride for this thing called life. And Plutonian lessons are often like this, they're very hard to explain. There is at times just no logic to it as to why it is a certain thing is, or why it is that a certain thing happened. And it speaks more of letting go of the old you and bringing in the new you. And try not to be so wary about change, Virgos. Try not to, especially I think where your even relationship with your siblings is concerned, try not to be so hard on them. Try not to just operate on a hearsay just because you have been hearing a certain thing about your sibling and you've been operating and you've been thinking that, oh, I know how he's so bad, and that's what my parents keep saying, and that is how it is, and this one is never good, and this is how he needs to be treated, and I will treat him the same way. Form your own judgments. The Uranus square is happening to Pluto, that is there in your fifth house. That's your house of love, romance, and it's going to be, like I said, your eighth is about your shared resources, and fifth is about your love and your children. So there could be a little bit of a friction over there when the square happens. Neptune is transiting your seventh house, that is about relationships, partnerships. It also has to do with legal documents. Now, Neptune is a planet which is a very inspiring planet. It's a planet which has a very dreamlike quality, and you tend to idolize a lot when when you have a Neptune transit that's happening. What it does, unfortunately, does not let you look at things the way that they are. So try to be transparent in your dealings in a relationship, in a partnership. Also, be careful that you do not get misled. Look at the relationship for what. Try not to idolize your partner too much. Try not to put him on a pedestal, him or her, and acknowledge if he or she has faults, they need to be addressed, they need to be dealt with. Don't sort of wear your rose colored glasses and say, oh, I know it's going to get quite all right if I ignore it, or if I don't look at it that way, or if I don't acknowledge it. Things need to get addressed at this point of time, Virgos. And I think it's been a phenomenal start to quite an interesting year for you. Overall, a good year for you, Virgos. Work is looking better for you guys. You seem to be quite busy, and like I said, in a space which of your chart which covers love and romance, you seem to be getting creatively expressive. So wonderful news over there. Overall, a great month for you and a better year from 2012. Of course, it has its own share of unique challenges and roller coaster rides, but an interesting year nonetheless. Have a great January. I'll see you again in Feb, and thank you so much for watching.